Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Islands of Insight. So we have to solve this Tower of Insight before we can go through here, and we have a lore giver to do too. I think there's also an invisible arch somewhere around here. Maybe not. Let's see. So the story seems to be going further now that we're 4/5 of the way through the land, in that the Aurorial seems to be planning on going through the fracture and talking to Obli the First about that, who seemed to have come from the fracture and be severely damaged in his memory in the process. If I do not go to the fracture, then the unknown will come to me on its own. What do you mean? So these little squares are apparently not so much people or lore givers or beings of any sort. They seem to be audio recording devices, recording the memories of two different conversations, which inherently it would be interesting if it turned out that every single character we've seen, like Obli the First and the Oriole, are actually the same person, just forgetting their personality and reincarnating over and over again. That probably wouldn't work with the Oriole being the same as all the other Seekers, but if you told me that I was Obli the First and I just have forgotten myself and have a new personality this time through, that'd be an interesting twist. To what purpose, I don't know. Like, more than likely, we're gonna get a very shallow story here, and it's can't really do too much as far as the actual gameplay. Anyways, we are balanced on a fine edge. The fracture is widening, and I fear that it could shatter again at any moment. If that happens, the known realm will be destroyed. So yeah, we're still thinking that the fracture is, can't even really see it, just this big hole in the sky over in that direction, not to be confused with this big area over here. Meanwhile, all this has to do with is puzzles. Alright, and we have a new concept. Every time there's a Tower of Insight, we have a concept. And so this is going to just be lines of symmetry. Okay. So where it splits is where I just have to be somewhat cautious. And so the line of symmetry here also can be in between spots, which that will prove to be useful. And so then the real question is just going to come down to well, that doesn't make any sense. How can this be black and this not be black? Area containing this symbol must follow a line of symmetry. Ooh. So it's not so much that the blacks here have to be symmetrical, as much as it is just saying, since there are only two options, the whites have to be symmetrical. But inherently, I need to stop this region from growing any further. So, putting a black there then just means these parts here have to be symmetrical. These parts here didn't. Okay, and so that is going to inherently mean this has only a certain level of symmetry it has to actually follow. And so the easiest solution on this is going to be to simply try to limit the regions to the smallest sections. And in doing all that symmetry puzzles, one assumes that's what this whole next region is all going to be about. But it may not be all about that. It might be that you just needed to know that information. So off we go to the next enclave. We get shot, and as we're shooting, the shield is going down. I think fairly intentionally they're waiting here. There are 2 pillars of insight here. Okay. So in this case, this can't be reflected. So negative space is now considered for the first time. Interesting. Opposing nulls is what it's called. Okay. Then just keep this somewhat simple. Well, it's another one of those sections where it feels like there is possibly more going on, like multiple answers, and that definitely seems weird that the beginning of that whole area is twisted. This whole world is effectively, I think, upside down. Yeah, this whole island is rotated from the looks of it. Well, that's gonna be quite a thing. Yes. It is just through the looking glass, I guess, here. Now we have some diagonal symmetry also to deal with. So that and that. That and that. That. What would be the diagonal symmetry to this one if the line was going through here? Wouldn't it be way downward? I'd have to assume no. Now, I can't make that black, though. Otherwise I'd have to have more symmetry, so then I guess that works. This one means that one's black. This one would mean that one's white, and that one's white, that one's white, and that one's white. This one can only be either this, which it could do that all the way that way, or stop it at some point. If that one's that way, then that one has to be that way, and that one can't be that way, so that one has to be that way, which then inherently means that one has to be that way. This and this won't work, so that needs to be, then that touches that one, which would mean that one would have to be that way, and then diagonal symmetry on this I think starts to go in some wild directions. It has to be that way. Inherently, that has to be that way too. Get it. I may have to use a foresight here. I think all of those would work. But then need that at least separated that way. Okay. We would have put one there and put one there, that would be fine. This one would then require that level of symmetry, which I think then means that has to go that way. I think that means that has to go that way. And that can't work, can it? Plus, this inherently starts to get really crazy if we are gonna work in those directions. This reflection limits it, right? And that one's locked. I really am just all over the place with this. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work either. That has to be that way. Let's see, which... I don't even see what a question mark is. Is it hidden under this pop-up? Why is it putting it exactly where... Oh, this is not going to be helpful. Here's the X. Okay. So if we know that is wrong, more than likely does fix that. That is also wrong. Interesting. That is also wrong. That is also wrong. Why is it going out of its way to do so many different things? Trying to see what the real limits here would be. That is wrong. That is that. Which would mean this is black. I don't get this at all. Yeah, it seems like almost certainly it has to work that way. Which almost certainly means that it has to work that way. So what is the level of insanity to get to this center spot correct? Like we need this whole thing stopped. Seems like you could probably just fill in the rest of this. Definitely doesn't feel like there's a pattern here and a pattern here that would just reflect perfectly. And there really isn't anything else I can do. We once again are just in this terrible situation where yeah, there's kind of no choice. If this could magically convert everything. But I don't see how. Meanwhile, it's giving me pretty useless hints. Otherwise. Like this little coin symbol. Reflected. Have to be 2 here. And then dark there. Okay. And then there'd have to be 2 here. And then a dark there, which is not possible. And then there'd have to be a light and a black, I guess. Can't change that one. Can't change that one. What is supposed to be happening here? There needs to be some other way to cut into this. And figure out a way to get all that to work. Yeah, inherently, you do have this real problem in that that's not getting closer. You run into a particularly difficult one, and that could take up a lot of your time. Meanwhile, I guess we'll try this insight and see how this is going to go. I suspect what's going to happen here is that. And then I suspect that. And then that's going to reflect there, that's going to reflect there. That's going to reflect there, that's going to reflect there, that's going to reflect there. That's going to reflect there, that's going to reflect there. Might as well just go ahead and put all of those in the spots. So it's going to be there and there. Just going to make all of that work. That. And that. This is going to inherently reflect to that. That's going to reflect to that. Is there something about double reflection that's a problem? How do we fix this then? I think there might be a problem because this inherently might be reflecting that all the way over there. So I needed to separate it out apparently. I think this is probably going to end up just connecting everything with very little variation here. Nope. So that inherently means that has to all work. If all that has to work, then all of that has to work. And that really only gave me enough time to see a couple foresights. Seriously, are we still dealing with this? Going forever. Am I getting this anywhere close to being right? I mean, seriously, is this really just a giant reflection? Kind of feels like it is. Just a giant reflection. Let's do one more foresight and then let's move on to something else. This is a major speed bump right at the beginning of an area where, for the most part of this game, they have done a really nice job, I would say, of kind of limiting. Wow. So the entirety of the map does feel mostly reflected. Okay. So then it's just a matter of, can we get these two to agree? That took a lot of time. I assume we're not landing on the trees. Where are we now? We're just in a completely different realm, and I don't really want to engage with one of these puzzles at the moment. Suppose that would work that way. And then 4 that way. Okay. How can we get to 6? Though. If we're gonna have a level of symmetry here, we are gonna have to go up through the middle one, or we could do that. No, that won't work either. That'll work. But we also have to connect all dark cells. Interesting. So that's going to play a role, I imagine. So this 10 basically has to be that. And then this 8. I think kind of has to be that 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8. Lock that down, lock that down, lock that down. And then this 5, I think basically has to be something like this. Which I don't fully understand how you're going to get to that. Would work there. Then we can do 5 there. That can do 9. That wasn't as bad as I thought it might be. This Seems to shoot me back to where we started. I see these air pockets here. And I'm falling to my death in that whole process. And so where am I now? I'm on the ground, but it threw me back into the puzzle. Interesting. So let's see, this one, if it went all the way around, might work. Yeah, you're kind of not in that bad of a position, really. You could do that, you could do that. We include that here. We could do that. We don't have to connect all dark regions. Logic gates are milli rings and hidden archways. Doesn't really feel like there's too many things there. I think this will once again probably be an area where there's just going to be a lot of different stuff. Okay, this looks like a nightmare. Oh, that has to be white. Well, these can be white here. That can be black. But then it would have to be like that. So it has to be touching an edge. It can't just be diagonal to be considered part of the area. So if you manage to figure that trick out, I think you can be in a kind of good position. And honestly, I think this is probably just going to be a checkerboard pattern. For the most part. Let's see. That one there. And that one has to be there. And this reflection means that. Connect all the sections and then probably just try and avoid that. Let's see if we can actually pull that off. No, because we need a C. There's no way C doesn't go this way, so that means it goes that way, which means it goes that way, which means we do that. And then there is no need for reflection here. Be kind of crazy if I wasn't able to shoot through this one. It might be that this is kind of an upside down path. May be the case that you can't actually hit everything. Without getting an angle just right. Well, we know it's the case that you can't have to get the angle just right. I'm not really saying anything new or deep or insightful there. Which one am I missing? It's gotta go somehow through that crossover, I think. Yeah, forget it. Want to try and maintain momentum here. And I think there's some real momentum killers in this enclave. And I imagine that is what's going to happen more and more often. Is that you'll just have some very difficult puzzles that you're going to end up spending more and more time on. And the game is still feeling like it's micro-stuttering every now and then. Four out of the 5 of these pieces are within this bubble on this surface. So if this was the case that this was going to flip things in a different direction. But you didn't. There must be something to this. Don't make a 3 pattern. Yeah, I just don't know here. This could be that they intentionally have this whole world upside down. Just for the twist of it. Or this could be that I'm gonna hit this platform and it is going to flip everything upside down. That ring. And you even got a lore giver down here. Oriole, I must know, this is Eloi, this scholar. What is the true nature of the blue light flowing in through the sky? Did it create the pneuma? The fracture is gashing in the edge of the universe, and the light you see is the energy of the unknown realm bleeding into the known. Your kind arose in the mixture of the two energies. I see now, but what is happening to the realm that is losing energy? The very same thought has burdened me. It is one of the few things I don't know. So, the god creature didn't actually create the world. Wow, that was way more difficult than it really should have been. You know what, let's just try this. That seems like that's pretty simple. In fact, echoing everything may not be too difficult as a trick. Just fill everything in and then echo the parts that wouldn't work. I guess you get a little bit of a treat there, seeing that fill in. a super easy one. Okay. That, like that. Yeah, I've really hit a point here where there's no longer any new criticism to make. I am just playing the game. Nothing here is going to flip it. So if something is going to flip it, one would have to assume that it's going to be. Let's just try something crazy here. Do that. And then do that. All dark regions have 4. Okay. So if we start with that as a concept. Yeah. This is gonna be a lot. Undoubtedly. Yeah, I'm trying a lot of things here in the hopes that something would work. Yeah, and inherently this isn't going to work. No, this isn't going to work. It has to be there. That can be there. I could be there. Then that creates a problem. Would fix that part there. If we're going to include that, then this would have to reflect everything. Is that possible? No. Only way that would work. Is there another trick here we could do? I should just use foresights. If that is wrong, then that is wrong. That eliminates a big part of this. Then would be maybe some thoughts there. This all connects here, then it would have to reflect 3 ways this way. I just don't think that works. Definitely none of this is working. Okay, that's not too bad. Did that. And that just creates this zigzag here. This can't be right. Interesting. That blocks something off. Why would there be a need to block something off? Unless the move would be to do something like that. But then if you were going to do something like that, then the move would also have to be to kind of go all the way up here. all the way over here. Then all the way over here. And then that reflection that doesn't make enough sense. Kinda can't reflect that way, can it? How is this supposed to all work out in any way that possibly would end up with the right number of dark spots? Apparently it's light too. And this is... So basically everything is reflected to this point, which then does include that. So there has to be some way to separate that. And even in this case, I think there has to be a way to separate that. Okay, that mostly works. Except for we've just got major inaccurate groupings here. So that actually solves that problem. This wouldn't let me do things, would it? Wow. Getting crazy. Come on. Still major problems. Okay, that doesn't make any sense at all. I guess if you did that. Remember, we're trying to get groupings of 4 here. So let's see, really no way. Yeah, just no way you're actually gonna pull that off. One, two, three, four. Would mean that has to go. And that can't go. Okay. This reflection. That can be made into a 4 pretty easily. This one could be made into a 4 that way. Then we can block that off. That can be made into a 4 that way by blocking that off. Okay. Don't see how you pull this off though. Meanwhile, let's just take a moment and look around here. This probably shoots you way up. Yeah, without flipping the whole world upside down. You just don't see what's going on here. Unless it's a case that maybe there's a absolute reflection happening here. And so everything I do on the top gets solved on the bottom also. Should be about the easiest hopeful solution there. Okay. That's gotta be that way. That can't be that way. So how can we satisfy that? I don't get it. I don't see how you solve the puzzle there. Meanwhile, guess that solves that well enough. And we couldn't add any space here. Could add space here and do that. But then that reflection becomes a problem. If we added this, then it mostly works. So for then this would have to reflect everything. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 2. Block in there. Wow. Well, with that the way it is, it just opens up a lot of different doors for a lot of mistakes. And hints aren't helping me at all. That one's too difficult. So my super high jump also is, I think, not going to play a role here. That stuttering is going to play a role in the worst way possible. It probably would make sense if we want just a little bit more. Let's see. Full scale rendering is probably let's see what auto detect does. Really shouldn't do this as I'm recording. But yeah, weirdly, the game has decided that I am now at quality, where it determined ultra quality before. Now, in fairness to the game, that may be because I am actually recording now and I need to just adopt a habit of turning the quality down by 1 notch to leave a little bit of overhead. That would make a decent amount of sense. So this one wants that to be black, but if that was black, that wouldn't work. So you have to do that, I guess. That. wants the line of symmetry, so how can we get to that line of symmetry? Those are all fairly happy. If I did that, that would still be fairly happy. If I just did that and that, that's happy. I mean, that has to be that way, which means that would solve that. Okay. Finally, we actually succeeded at something. Getting a little frustrated there. One of the things here too is I'm not 100% going to be confident that I'm running into stuttering as much as I'm just running into a lot of things on the ground. There definitely is a way here in which you could have better optimized the game by simply having the player clip through a lot of things on their feet. Just to eliminate that hassle of crashing into things. Obviously something that tall you would expect to be stopped when walking into that, but little rocks that are moving me up and down, those could have been translated into a more flatter path. I'm thinking maybe this last element might have been hidden under something. I guess it wasn't. It was hidden. So we've awakened logic grids with lotuses by completing reflections in the sky. There's still several hidden archways, still several rings to deal with, and still a question about, are we actually going to have some way in which we flip the whole world upside down. And we just have a whole nother one of these. You do one and then there's just another. I would kind of guess that they just felt a need to have these flat areas be better used. Perhaps. Yeah, again, that just feels weirdly stuttery. My recordings aren't dropping any frames. As far as I can tell, nope, not a single one. And I can see a little bit of light there, but I assume that that is actually just more glitchiness. Inherently, you do have to admit that this is a situation where Lost my train of thought there. then I yeah, it definitely feels like the game is pushing itself far too hard, and thus is just coming off not very optimized. Gets us mostly there at that spot. It's funny, very much. It's very weird to both want to sing the praises of a game that looks very pretty like this, but also have to admit that since it's a puzzle game, all these visual aesthetics are literally getting in the way of actually just solving puzzles. Which the puzzles themselves are still crazy. Just far too many of them. We did that. And then we did that. And then we did that. We did that. I guess the thing here is I just don't want somebody telling me 10,000 plus puzzles. It's just not what I want. Okay, if we have to then reflect that. I assume walking through these archways is not going to do anything. Of course, it's also possible, I should point out that I have had RAM issues where in the past where the RAM I have installed is just not capable of going quite as fast as it really should. with that, there is this other possibility there that's causing this micro stuttering. So crazy though, it just kind of picked up out of nowhere. Maybe a new video card driver caused it. It's so crazy to put in a new hard drive and all of a sudden your computer feels sluggish. Obly the first, if the fractures ruppers will we perish. As the pneumo were created from the energies of both realms, the unknown realm will not destroy you. You will return to its embrace. Apparently. Seems like she knows quite a lot. Okay, that can't be that. That can't be that. That can't be that. What I'm going to do here is actively just try and draw lines and see how that works. How am I even supposed to do that? I mean, I guess that works. But that doesn't work. This has a line of symmetry. It says at least that much can be done, at least that much can be done. Then if I was going to try and break the line there, I couldn't. So it's got to be there. It's got to be there. Then at least that much can be done. And at least that much can be done. Balance that out. But weirdly, I can't put a black here because then that would reflect past the grid. And I can't put a white here. Unless I can do something like that. And that needs to be dark, and then I think that pretty much blocks all of that. Then that needs to be light to balance that. Then that needs to be dark to balance that. Okay. Would that reflect that way? No. let that work, and that would let that work. Interesting. I'm starting to get really sleepy again, so I imagine I'm not succeeding on these puzzles particularly well. Guess this works. Come on, there's gotta be another trick here. Yeah. Let's just fill in all of these with white and experiment here. Those two, that would have to go that way. That would definitely have to go that way. But then this one can't touch that one. That can go there, there, and there. If that does that, that's going to be an issue. Well, that got me a Mariblis. I don't think that actually is going to get me any new insights. Still a whole bunch of archways, a lot of which I think are upside down. So yeah, my real question here is, what is the trick? Let's see. Okay, that's gotta be that, and that's gonna be that, and that's gonna be that. That means those. Well, that doesn't have to be that, but that does. That 2 can't really go that direction. Can I then get this down to 4? Kinda only in that direction. Then I guess the question is, how do we get this to 5? Yeah, it definitely feels like there's a shifting that needed to happen here. So let's see what one bit of information might tell us. If that is there, then that could be there. Would that really change anything? No. Interesting. Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get this at all. Seems like it's going out of its way to force me down different paths. We are getting closer, but I still definitely feel like I'm kind of at a dead end here. Yeah, and I can't eliminate this. I could eliminate this, but then that wouldn't work unless we did something like that. And if I did something like that, that wouldn't work either. This and this. Still like getting nowhere with this, though. My brain is just total mush. And we've been doing like 2-3 hour episodes. 2 to 3 hour episodes, and this time I feel like I'm barely gonna be able to make 2 hours. That kinda has to be that way, I think. But I don't see what the next trick here would be. Oh, this is crazy. There's no way that is the case. No way that is the case. What can I do to squeeze in a few more extra white spaces? That's what I need to do, obviously. This is driving me batty. This isn't fitting. That would work up there. But this is the wrong number of black spaces. This is the wrong number of spaces here. It definitely didn't deserve that success. That was a brute force. I guess we're looking around still. So, yeah, inherently it must really be a reflection situation, because nothing else makes sense. But there must just be some kind of symmetry. Although I don't know. No, for certain. Okay. This one actually shouldn't be too hard. We just need to reflect everything. That way. there. And reflect that one there and that one there. And that there. Okay. For the most part, I think that worked. These have to go down that way, and then that means that has to go this way and that way. Again, this may have been easier to simply it may just have been easier to simply fill everything in with light pieces instead of dark pieces. Yeah. There's just a lot of these. Okay, if that has to copy that, and then that has to copy that, and that has to copy that, then we pretty much want that to end there. That has to copy all of that. Pretty much want to end all of that there. Then I find this kind of amazing. The boldness on this. To just have an upside down world. Okay. How is this going to work? Is there any other rule we have to follow here? Okay. We must connect all dark cells. Okay. So then all of these dark cells have to follow a specific pattern. While also not connecting. This is gonna make this real difficult. Inherently, there's no way that isn't that, and that isn't that, I guess. You do that much, and you've got it. A nice balanced image. Question then becomes, how do we connect? Ah. You do it that way. Okay. And yeah, from this angle, that ring was pretty easy to get. These are the same spots, I think. Just do it again, this time upside down. Which means look up high. Yeah, and I really can't say I'm in love with the way this is all playing out. This is too many of the same puzzles. We're close. At least I think we're close. So, somewhere just fill all of those in, do that much, and then no, you can't do that, so do that. And then echo here. That was easier. The problem with this is you're gonna fall to your death. to have. I can't really tell how many rings are actually in this whole area, too. Like, let's look at the map and see if we can get a general idea. Yeah, there's a little island here, a little island here, a little island here, and I don't think any of that has anything to do with anything. Maybe the theme of symmetry, or symmetry, if you pronounce it correctly, here is supposed to hint at what the fractal might be. Which, if it is a hint at what going through the fractal might be, then that is potentially hinting that going through that world may just reflect all the puzzles. And reflecting them on a line of symmetry probably wouldn't be particularly interesting. If really there was only 5,000 puzzles, but then they flipped this the other way, I would be kind of annoyed. Although that may very well be exactly what it is. Would have to be that way, that would have to be that way. These two would have to be white. So it's just putting everything back. Yeah, for a second there, I thought we're gonna run into some problems. Speaking of running into problems, let's see where we are on sparks at the moment, since you know that resets. We're like 10 away from getting that, and that probably would be way more useful. I have no idea what I just dropped there. I have no idea what these markers are. They don't seem to last forever. Okay. How can we do this? If I put a black one here, that works for that and that. Put a white one here. That works for that and that, and then and that's kind of like a great example of how they are two separate puzzles. It has to be that way. And that has to be that way. One, 8. Being shot up into the sky seemed to do nothing. is there a possibility that it's on top? Nope. Nothing's on top. So if it is somewhere under here, I need to see it before I start flying. And if it isn't there, I need to consider my other options. There is a lower island. And there's 5 pieces always in the pentad, so it's not like they can be hidden as direct copies of each other. Back into this area. Still 13 logic gates. Puzzles. And maybe it's this that flips everything upside down. The fact that the game just shoots you into these random places when you fall is also a little weird. We definitely missed a puzzle or two in that whole section. So where are we on the map? I thought we were going towards a final island. That's the final island. So yeah, I definitely feel. Let's just solve this one. If it lets us stay in the level. Yeah. Okay, so that has to be white. Then that has to be white. And that has to be white. Then inherently that has to be white and that has to be white. That has to be white. Then that has to be white. And that. Still struggling horribly. this time I want to glide all the way to a really difficult one. Now this wouldn't be just filling it in all with white, so I think that would be a mistake to just do that. And we know at best it goes that way, and then the rest of this has to go this way. And so that has to be black and that has to be black, which means we have to connect all the dark pieces. I think at least that far. Okay. This is gonna reflect that. And it can reflect that. Do that. Yeah. Then this could go that way. And that would be exactly 7. But we can't make that pattern. Interesting. Trying my very best here to make this all line up in some way. And that's 8, which is 1 too many. So with this symmetry, how can we get 8? That's 6. Yeah, I don't see a way you get to 7 with that style of symmetry. Nor do I really see a way you avoid touching that completely. Like that. Guess maybe if you did this and then this and then that fixes that problem. Okay. This could get you to a 4 if you did that. this could get you to a 6. If you did that. Man, you just have like a ton of free room here. Otherwise. Yeah, I don't even know what the move here is. It's like, why is there so much extra free room? Let's actually try something here and just echo this with this. I don't see a reason why you'd need to do that. Okay, so we are squeezing an entire 4 section together. Guess that works. Maybe starts to make a little bit of sense. Maybe. Maybe not. Something there's gotta be wrong. So what's the extent of the reflections here? Yeah, I don't think I can pull this out. You just have this ridiculous large amount of space. Okay, so if this is black, then Inherently, that has to be black and that has to be black, too. That means also this 6 is connecting in some completely different way. Still just have a massive amount of space over here in the corner. Okay, so then I guess you connect those two that way. Maybe the massive amount of space plays a role. Doesn't that just make the exact shape you are avoiding? Oh, this is once again just too much. Somehow that is wrong. Really, just massive amounts of empty space here, massive amounts of empty space here. This doesn't have the right number. This is just crazy. I guess you're just working your way inward more and more. Three. How did I get it to do 7? Really can't be anywhere close. Yeah, I'm definitely not running into a lot of examples of where I can actually use knowledge here. Let's just take a moment to look around and remind ourselves that can't really do anything else at the moment either. It's either leave this area completely or solve 22, number 22 out of 33 logic gates. There are 2 more hidden pentads, and then there are 2 more rings, and then there's a bunch of archways, which I imagine a significant amount of the archways really are probably I imagine the archways are hidden. Okay. Get to 7 though. At that point. How did we get to 7 before? There clearly are some rule sets here that I'm struggling with on a much higher level than one would expect. Let's see. Three, 6, 7, 8. get what the point here is. Just pushing things upward. Six, and then one there. It's getting me a lot closer. I suppose if I could figure out a way to connect this down, there's no way that's right. Yep. We started here, looking at the 8 and knowing that it could not go downward, that it would have to go here and here for at least 2. Couldn't go here. And then from that spot, it has to go here. Those are that way. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7. Brings us back that way. Which brings us back that way. Which that makes all the sense in the world. Apologies, I'm falling asleep and yawning. At best, I'm making 3 episodes of this game per day, and at worst, I'm falling asleep on all 3 of them. There's just kind of a laid-back nature to these kinds of puzzles. Even though they can be frustrating, they're just not going to be high-action frustrating. So this one feels like it has to go there to connect that. Maybe that means something along this line to connect things. Still not really finding a way to connect everything. I guess that works. I guess the question is the bump to get to this point. No, you can't reflect though. Seriously. How can this keep on going in this direction? Guess that might get us close. Maybe. So yeah, no amount of foresights are really going to help you in a puzzle like this. Like, if you just can't figure it out, you can't figure it out. Wow. I have no idea how I'm supposed to fix this. Like, everything is in the right numbers. It's just connecting this piece and getting rid of the T shape. Which I can't make that white and satisfy those. I can't make that white and that white without figuring out some other way. could do that. And that. Wow. So if that doesn't connect there, then what? I'm barely even moving these things around. Just don't have a lot of room. Okay. So if that has to be white. It definitely feels like the difficulty here is being increased by the factor of just potential solutions, really. Need something. Okay, is there a possibility do all of that? It feels like we're really close, but honestly, we may not be anywhere close. And it also feels like I've spent 40 minutes on this puzzle. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. What is going on? How can we be this poorly set up? Hmm. Go here, you go here. Maybe then that doesn't connect to that as much. Oh, this is crazy. That's the solution? Making these long, drawn out lines. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm getting anywhere closer. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hmm. And this is a brand new style of logic puzzle anyway, so like, yeah, you can't go into the encyclopedia and actually use the encyclopedia for anything, which I think kind of proves how useless the encyclopedia is, really. Could be it. Hmm. Of course, like expanding that way messed with that. Making way too many changes in between each hint, but also there's just kind of nothing you can do here. You do have this problem, don't you? It kind of goes in circles. None of these fit. Okay, well, at this point I am just sitting in silence, trying to solve a very difficult puzzle, which I have one of two options. Either I admit that I am over my head as far as the game is concerned and just say good enough. Seems like reflections in the sky is where we probably are right now. We just have a check mark. So yeah, we could move to a different area. Do you have enough to take that? We want to keep our sparks low because we know the game is kind of bad. One more level up and then I would get 500 more sparks. We still haven't found really anything new. There might be some new insights as far as Lotus is concerned. Do we think our hints are going to refill while we're in the menu? Probably not. There seems to be 5 more types of grid puzzles and 2 more types of other kinds of puzzles. Mysteries we still haven't touched upon. Yeah. And yeah, I just don't really have a lot to say here. That 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Could we maybe do that? I totally don't get it. The only thing I could think is maybe there was supposed to be a major reflection element connected to this or this, and I just eliminated those far too early. Anyways, I was wrapping up and got distracted again. We will try the next enclave, and yeah, we will in the next episode, almost certainly. Then eventually we will just get into this 5th and final section, and I just don't know how much really points, how much energy I'm gonna have left doing this game. One of the things that was great about The Witness, I would say, that's missing here, is that there was kind of larger empty areas in between each section of the island in The Witness, and so you would jump to that. You would typically walk from one section to another, or there was even a boat you got on that moved kind of slow. It gave you a little bit of a falling action and then going from area to area, and it also created a situation where when you went to a different area, you knew you were going to do fairly different types of puzzles, although in The Witness almost all the puzzles are very similar. I would also say The Witness has way less than 10,000 puzzles, but a lot of them were fairly easy to figure out, and so you were spending just a few seconds on a lot of the early puzzles, where the puzzles in this game feel like they have started way too difficult. And so yeah, you can see how something here is just causing it to stutter, and so I don't know if maybe an update was pushed out or what. I don't think an update really has been pushed out. I think the better move would just be to change it down to balanced and go one step below. That may be very much a case that regardless of how little quality I have the graphics set at, it still will micro stutter if it is the fact that my RAM is auto overclocked by too much, which is probably exactly the problem. Anyways, I'm going to solve this puzzle off screen just using hints. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.